Hello. Sorry it's so late this evening, but I did make it here, which is a win. So I'm gonna play for a little bit before I have to head to bed, and let's get right back into it, I guess. I'm drinking my coffee from over 6 hours ago, and I don't want to hear about it. If it's gross, don't tell me. Okay, so we left off, we just discovered the door here, and I think maybe if we go in here, maybe we'll be able to see evidence of it or something on the wall. No. Okay, so let's go back out there and talk to Miss Disco Dancer and see what she has to say.
Officer,
about
what
that.
brings you up here in the rain? Yeah? Oh. Do you think Ruby could have gotten in that way? To the root?
It's possible.
She keeps looking at the door with a worried expression. The wind ruffles her hair.
A peephole? You mean like a hole in the wall?
Yes, looking into your bedroom, miss.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Okay.
Idjita of fear and disgust moves through her body, beginning from her shoulders and ending.
Do you think this is somehow related to Ruby passing
My
through
dogs
there?
are doing something. Big one's getting possessive. Little one, I don't even know. I don't even know.
Okay. Do you have any way of knowing how long it had?
Unfortunately, no. But if I were to guess, long enough. The perforation is under the bookshelf on your wall. It shouldn't be hard to cover with something.
It's very hard to believe that she'd do something like that, but no, I don't know. I just don't know about. She could have. Maybe she did. Or maybe it's been there for a long time. The local kids use it or something. Was there anything else back? Huh. This isn't good.
She's straight as a stick, suddenly.
Okay. I'm glad someone's had fun. Mm-hmm. All right.
So, I think from here, I'm just gonna give myself a little debrief. Okay, so I know that we can get a map in the bookstore. Okay. Fergus. Stop. Sorry. Because I've been out all day, my big dog, my male dog, he's a little bit sensitive, so he like starts doing things for attention when I get home. So that's what you're gonna hear in the background, and I'll do my best to like mitigate it. The little dog already knows that he's doing all this crap, so she's in the other room. Normally she'll sit on the couch behind me, but she doesn't want anything to do with it today because he's being a lot.
I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need...
Just a moment.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling.
And there's no public phones near.
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the...
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to... The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast.
No mystery here. This is Clausia's handiwork. She...
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get... I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. But you have more important things to worry about. Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist, but they should have returned by now. They were just...
The water lock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Oh my. What happened to the water lock? Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleep.
You're welcome.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out.
Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there. Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, yes. A zoologist.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into...
That's one opinion, yes. And
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect...
My apologies, ma'am. I didn't mean...
it's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animals. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless. And frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research. Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin. Well, his expression is slightly...
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find her husband...
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and...
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know. Just, we'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary by a dating agency. We hit it off, and
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out.
I hope I've been useful. Oh, sweetie.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Well, it's
Ah, yes.
where other phasmids imitate sticks, hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects.
It's not made up, officer. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubted it. Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping. Of course, most rats...
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists. Oh, I doubt it. No one gets in. Yes, it can blend in. Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
It's you again. What is it?
Strange.
Why? You're cuckoo, cop. I'm the only man responsible for this unit.
How many times must I tell you?
Yeah, fuck off!
Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostile cat.
Because she was here all night.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away.
She was here all night, 11:30 to 12:15. She was here during all that time.
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No. Alright. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what that. And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof.
He's been through it. That means he... Alright, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
Why not? You can't draw a straight line in a closet window from any of the small. Not from what I've seen about Martinet.
Oh gosh. I'm basically dying.
Maybe from the
I'm having
coast.
this,
But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So
I've said
no,
this in the past,
I don't
like,
think
few
it
days
was a
that I've been
snap.
on here.
It was close up.
Get really bad, like my sinuses act up, I guess. So, I've had, I mainly stay at home and I have a HEPA filter running all the time, and then when I need to leave the house, my body kind of like gets a little shocked. I'm like a really specific house plant. So yeah, I had to leave the house today for like an extended period of time, and my whole body is just kind of like, you took us out of our environment.
72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab? No, you can't. I know what you did here on the weekend. People talk. What they've said.
Those numbers were an asshole, man.
Yeah, and they don't put hair on the roof either.
Oh. Hmm. People say they're
East Delta Pinball Arcade.
okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for us.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumb waiter, not an industrial
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it? Footprints.
He looks tough, but there is a nervous twitch in his dark green eye. This is all too close to home for him.
What else could you make out? How recent? What size? That close, huh? How fortunate. I'll take a good news is, I'm still listening. I don't like guessing, Cole. No one does.
It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the roof. This key was right here, with you, all the time.
Quit jumping to conclusions, Theo. You took that key. Did it look like it was recently put there?
Now, the ribbon was old, faded. It'd been there for 20 years at least.
Why? This doesn't make sense. It's damn.
It doesn't fit well, but it fits, and he knows it.
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need, but a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't care.
Phase 2, murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt, in the shape of a gun.
God damn, that's just about your favorite topic, isn't it? Every fucking 5 seconds. Trouble. This is Revachol. Even the roid heads in the gym had a carbine. No one has trouble getting a gun.
He must be referencing some past case of theirs. He's angry because he knows you're right. What he's saying only confirms your theory.
All right, Cole. Keep talking. I'll tell you.
Pete, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
Phase 3, motive, the last component.
Yeah, but they're both girls.
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She liked Glacier.
Fuck you. First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a too? It's a lie.
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's titties more than you do. Everyone knows we.
I did. I knew it. That's why she didn't fuck me at Fatty's birthday party. She didn't fuck you, 'cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Ruby then threatened her and told her to end her relationship.
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass.
I don't know which one's the better option here. Like, I feel like it would be better to be honest and be like, she did tell us when we're close to arresting her, because I feel like Titus would probably be more willing to give up Ruby if he's like, oh, like, talk to Ruby to get the straight story, because like Miss Disco Dancer, I don't know how to say her name, but I feel like he'd be more willing to give up Ruby so that like Ruby could kind of clear her own name, if he thinks that like Disco Dancer upstairs is like putting her in a shit position, like what option one would give me. But at the same time, this game likes to throw me curveballs. So as much as I would love to go down this path because that seems like the most logical to me, this game doesn't always give me those options. I could pick number one and they could take it far out to left field. All of them could go running with, you were close to arresting her, blah, 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 and this could go sideways. But also, I don't think Ruby, well, she just told us. I don't know.
Figures. But that Ruby is queer as cabaret. And that's okay. Some are queerer than others. You can still be a Hardy.
If that's the case, then it's not right. But
There are many pieces that fit together that way, E.G. Face it.
Nah, man. That's just Ruby. She's got shit under control.
plus, man, it's like female intuition. You know, women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need someone on the team who they talk to.
Not so useful.
Fucking hell.
And I suppose you have a theory about that too, cop.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Time for a logics demonstration.
didn't do it, fucker. It wasn't.
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, cut down.
Fuck you, man. I would never fuck my guys over like that. She didn't either. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is...
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good. Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner. A very small nod. This is the only option he cares for.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is, I don't know. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior. Why fleeing is all...
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her? More precisely.
More precisely, on the coast. Past the waterlog. She's not here. So, I'm thinking she...
Who's doing this looking? They're all here.
Lizzie needed some air. No one goes to tell Everard anything. He knows what he has to know.
It's called a radio, you believe. The gardener may have played you a game when she stormed out. She has her own plan.
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation. I told you. You. Yes, you. The cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. Sure. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
Also, I will add, this is probably the best that things have gone for me starting off. I've only started this game twice before. Once with a friend who introduced me to this game, and then once on my own because I was so addicted I wanted to keep playing it. I've never finished it, and we're coming up to right about where I kind of stopped on my own before picking up here with you guys. And yeah, this is by far the best that any of my initial like playthroughs have gone so far. So I'm really pleased with this.
She said you have a funny taste in clothes, and that you, until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it. Whack it.
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This caught Titus. This caught Pete. But she was too scared. She's not far. We know that much. She didn't...
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn. Sure, there are some shithouses there. A cinderblock town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So, that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM sergeant material. No, he already is a sergeant. That's what you're... Wow, so someone's been a little boring.
Okay, this is going so well. I'm very pleased. Oh. God, I'm just a mess today. My nose, my eyes. What's it in here? Skill point. Alright. Basket that ruby in the village. Oh, I feel like one of my lashes is doing something weird. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to go fix that. Oh no. Okay, well, you know what? I can suffer for a little bit longer. It's fine. What time is it, actually? 18. Okay. So it's... I can go to bed at 21. So that's 3 hours from where we're at here. Okay. So I said map. We wanted to grab a map. So I know what's going on here. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. This is what it is. We're gonna carry on.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
So, here's the thing. This, I mean, I understand that there's like a, if I mention free market like 2 or 3 times, I get a little achievement-y thing. It's there, whatever. She's not gonna know what it means. It's fine. This, I like this option, but I don't want to pat her on the head. Unsolicited touching is not good in any situation, but with a man as creepy as this one and a child like this, I don't think it's a good idea. Guess
Oh,
we're having a
no,
word
no,
with this
sir.
woman.
I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting it.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed. Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out. No such thing.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir? Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals. And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. Head? Yes.
No, it's your soul. No, you're not head, child. Heads.
No, he's wicked smart in the stories. Like you, sir, of course. He's just a fictional character. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
What? Deduce something. Wait, what? I don't think I've ever gotten this before. What?
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
What do you mean, sir?
She looks around anxiously. Her hands the lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Because you usually aren't. I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the... there's something you're missing.
Interesting. I know we can be unhinged with this lady, and she says something about a cockatoo, if I remember correctly.
The ship takes off like a silvery mosquito, unfolding its rotor blade arms. She mumbles reading, then puts down the soft cover.
Yes? Hello? Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read. It is. I know you are. What with?
What with? A lot of things. For example,
My husband? No, he's not. I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with it?
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but... I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time. No. Of course he's not. It's not like he's a pocketbook.
it's got to be something else then. Why else would you be asking her if it wasn't?
Oh, there we go. I was about to say, I fully thought there was a cockatoo in this conversation, but I guess not. And there it is.
The woman before you nods and
I want a map.
These shelves are overburdened with books. A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and crime fiction is a disgrace. These books greatly overstate the excitement of... What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardship, not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth. You see Dick Mullen on the job. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposed... Several maps have been attached to a bulletin. The maps look old and...
Map of Martinez. This could work, maybe.
Okay. Do I want to steal it or do I...
Several maps have been attached. The maps look old.
Map of Martinez. This could work, maybe.
Oh, it's 90 cents. I should...
This large map, Ozon, Laurent disintegrated. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast. You can. 850 million people. The ocean breaks apart in connections to other worlds. You have little idea what perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings. Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of... Be welcome, and please take
Her face looks powdery and painted from all the makeup.
manager of our little shop of culture. Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she wonderful? Did you talk to her? Great! On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. God. Ugh. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life. She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called grow.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
She stands stiff and severe. She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must there. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress. Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had...
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand.
The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette. You see a set of...
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bone. This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges. Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fishhead charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the book?
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to
The curtains, tattered with age. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop...
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
No, room for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains. Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow...
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir. Thank you. Let's just talk about this first, all right?
Talking is always good. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books.
She's so tense, it's a miracle she hasn't snapped in half yet.
It's just for decoration. Okay, fine. It's just because this place is cursed, just like everyone said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing.
Okay.
Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
Host of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtains.
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy. Everyone knows that all the previous companies in this building have sooner or later declared bankruptcy, and their malicious spirits are still here, feeding. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I were... Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists, and even a pair of Simonese mediators. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough. Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compare. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost...
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable... Doesn't seem like the spell is working. There are no customers around except you.
Sir, I am well educated in the commercial and esoteric arts. I know what to do and what to avoid.
Oh my god, are these my only options? What did I do wrong? How did I get here? Okay. I mean, I'd love to say 3 because that's honestly what I feel. Like, maybe if she was just friendlier with customers, it would be okay. But I don't think she'd be receptive to me saying that, so I'm gonna
Discount
go with...
my wares? I can see, sir, that besides, this would only tempt the phantoms of doom. They can sense the desperation, you know. It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail.
Wow. Void raves. You haven't...
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective. Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before. You're no paradetective. You look nothing like one. And you're clear.
You look like one. The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
I just read number 2. This is such a dad joke. I love it. I'm gonna find some way to use this. That's hilarious.
How do you know?
Here we go.
Oh God.
Your parsimonies. Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere but. I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
Kim will blow this to smithereens.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it? Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet.
Do not act surprised.
The entity?
You know of these things, sire.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney? Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity, and and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite...
Unbelievable darkness and ruin.
Also, I'm drinking catnip tea. It's supposed to be really good for you and like help you with sleep, because I'm sure if you've seen any of the times that my streams have been, or when I choose to publish videos on Twitch, I have a really messed up sleep schedule. So I thought maybe drinking some catnip tea would help, because that'll fix all my problems. But anyways, I'm drinking catnip tea, and I just started getting the yawnies. So
What
I'm
you
so
discover,
sorry if I'm yawning
probably
in your face.
just
I
some
know that
office
is
space.
very
Don't
rude.
be scared.
Oh, she gave us the key. Okay, cool. Amazing. Fantastic. Cool. Oh, wait. Close. What's happening in here? Oh, that's a good check to have.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner. Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Didn't it say something about yes. Oh, use it on the window. Okay, so we're gonna go to the window. Gotcha. Okay. Let's let's use this on her window. Decent tea. Oh yeah, it's getting to be the evening, so people will be showing up.
The same two neon-lit shapes. A man. According to your map of the district, B prime for Boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the Islet Detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account. .2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it. 1 kilometer away, an unlikely point of origin, beyond the docks somewhere, on an islet in the Bay of Martinaise perhaps. There are islets there, badly charted as they may be. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likely. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
From where, precisely? I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance?
I've had decent luck this play around with my rolls. Thank goodness. But I did have to like save and go back and do one of them. I think it was with Titus. So I've had some bad luck in there, but for the most part it's going okay. I was actually just saying before this that it's probably the best playthrough that I've had so far. Oh. Yeah, I got really embarrassed with one that I failed. When I first played, I was talking to the disco dancer the first time, and like, oh my god, I was so embarrassed that I was like, no, I'm gonna wait until I have some good chances on these.
Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Roll these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. It fits the hidden path.
Alrighty. Okay, so we've done the map here. Now, We were gonna go back down here. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I look at they've got a thing over here on the map. If you go here, that can tell you like which ones you can retry without actually having to walk everywhere. So you can kind of like group a few of them together and hit them all at once if you want to retry them. Okay, I still have like 2 hours before there's anything I can do to end the day. I talked to Titus and everybody. We can go check out that abandoned, the abandoned businesses or whatever the heck it's called, the doomed. Oh, this is my first full playthrough, but it's so fun. How far are you in your playthrough so far?
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange... You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway...
Are you, like you mentioned that this is your first playthrough, so how... You just got to the wall. Oh yeah, that guy's ridiculous, okay? I keep calling him Frankenstein because he's like kind of green, but he talks pure nonsense. Do you know what kind of playthrough you're going for so far? Like with your little, it'll give you stats over here, and that'll kind of tell you what your cop type is, or like how you're doing in the game. And I mean, I think so far I'm a sorry cop, unfortunately. But I'm trying to play like the moralist route, or like centrist. So do you know what kind of playthrough you're trying for, or are you just going?
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
So fair. That was me the first time, and I had a wide range of stuff going on. Are you enjoying it so far, though?
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
What is this place? Yes, but no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
Yeah, I can empathize with that. I mean, I'm kind of designating specific time to play through here, like on Twitch, and that's the most I've dedicated to playing this. It's kind of my me time for the day, if you will.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a ray of streetlight falling from the window. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where banal...
barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show there are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
You're right. The weights may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was...
Okay. Let's do that. I forget where... Oh, there we go. It's so dark. Oh, I should put my flashlight on. I think I can actually... Let's do that. There we go. Yes, Kim?
Yes?
Oh, okay. He was probably just gonna tell me to put my flashlight. Okay, so Kim, you're in the way, sir. Okay. Let's see. Filaments.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes. Like some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. These lithe, pointy-eared creek translucent welkins. You should adopt one of those welkins as your one of the welkins, towering among the rest. It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin. His face, the Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. Just look at those details.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of you see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dwarf, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts, albeit dark and cold. This vision also feels cozy in its own way. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world. This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi. It looks a bit like an academic calendar. Minimi stands for a mini meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement as time goes on.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, see the prod schedule filament for the handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out the full text reads, heat death of the universe. This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly
Yes,
and
this is
strangely
the
ancient.
first game that I decided to stream because I figured even if people were kind of bored of me, that they would still be entertained with the game.
The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles.
I have a few other
Very
games to play
eccentric.
after this. I've got like a little queue lined up, but this was the first one I wanted to knock off my list.
History classes, students with their radio frequencies, it seems. UKV were unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead
So
back to
I
one
think
red
the next one
arc
I'm gonna
titled
play
The
will
Game Master
probably
Frequency.
be
A note says,
Borderlands,
this one can
because I
listen
have
in on any station
1
it
and
wants.
2 that I just kind of purchased out of whim on the Steam sale. I've played them multiple times on console, but it'll be my first time playing them on the PC. And then I have Warhammer to get back into, which I haven't played in years. So that'll kind of be fun. I think I have like State of Decay, which again I haven't touched probably since that came out, to be completely honest. I have some of the Assassin's Creeds. I have like Civ and Sim. Those are kind of like my guilty pleasure games. And then I have some kind of more like smaller, I guess, like niche games, or like indie games. Indie games, that's what you call them. I have some smaller like indie games that I was gonna play, like In Stars in Time and Save the Princess, and just a few fun ones like that. Once I start running out of steam on the PC, I have my Xboxes. I have like the original Xbox with all of my old games still, and then I have my Xbox 360. I've got a Switch. I've got a bunch of other things that I can kind of figure out how to stream on and show you guys that as well. I went a little crazy with Stardew Valley last year, so I got some
They must have had massive airwidth.
some very
These
large
things don't
maps
come
that I
cheap.
can show people if they're interested in anything Stardew Valley. What kind of games do you guys play?
Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that part whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, there's no way a little basement studio working here could...
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange... The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates it. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
Holy moly, that's a lot of games. I just got my Steam account back. a person who is no longer my friend was using my Steam account and my Origin and like a few others. So I just got them back and I'm rebuilding my game library. So I definitely don't have anywhere near 600 games. That's a lot.
The shelves are empty. All you see
you
are
have
crumpled
a
ice cream
favorite game?
wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge, you pocket the note, and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door. A friendly cartoon bit. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge, I know. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy. A thick layer of coal dust
Oh, I love
covers the
Minecraft.
furnace,
I
coloring
haven't
it
played Minecraft
pitch
in
black.
a very long time. I remember when Minecraft first came out. I'm probably aging myself far too much here, but I remember when Minecraft first came out, and it was just a little web browser, and I paid, I think it was $2.99 or $3.99, something like that. It was disgustingly cheap, and you got all of Minecraft. I remember that. That was the first days of Minecraft. That was a very long time ago, but it was very fun. I taught myself how to use all the redstone in there and like make the repeaters and everything. So I had a working Monopoly board with like a redstone repeater in the center that would pop out different dice so you could actually play, and there was like a little treasure room for prizes. That was fun.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
Way back when, yeah. That's actually a pretty sick in there. Honestly, that valid. I mean, if you, it wasn't exactly like, yeah, and when you're that young, like you're probably looking for something that has better graphics or something that holds your attention a little bit more than Minecraft would have. It's a very simple thing.
No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Oh, RuneScape's good. Do people still play RuneScape? It's been a hot minute since I've heard about that.
It's dark and grimy here, and the echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are.
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
Okay. Maybe I should add RuneScape to the list. The other one I used to play a long time ago was World of Warcraft. And I think that guy's still floating around too. Okay, I don't think we will do this. Defrosted and unplugged. Okay. Oh, Fallout. 76? I don't think I've played Fallout 76. I've played New Vegas, and I've
A
played...
few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall.
Oh, maybe I'm
It's
thinking
too
of
dark
Bioshock.
to see in.
Yeah, Bioshock's the one with the big guy and the light up eyes, him. I think that's Bioshock. But I've definitely played Fallout New Vegas. I've definitely played that one.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
No, I don't think I've played that one. Maybe I should add that to the list too.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs, rummaging around. Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model. Take it. You're a police officer. Police officers...
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. It's the same type of weapon, yes, a breech loader. An interesting coincidence that we should find something so similar. But I'm afraid our search for the real murder weapon must continue. It means there are firearms, breech loaders, still lying around in Martinez. This would have been good in our case against Ruby, but...
He likes this find.
Seems like an old bunker.
What's a cryptid? Is that a dumb question? I'm so sorry if that's a dumb question. What's a cryptid?
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice. An electric sizzle. Something close to you died.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has... The note is written with a blue pencil on a...
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is someone has scribbled. S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
Wait, so it has the Mothman in it?
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Suliswaf.
Really? You don't have a single guess?
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I'd be down to play that. That'd be fun. So that's Fallout 76? Hopefully, I'll add that to my list. That sounds like fun.
I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try someone who owns a radio computer.
Which is to say, not very good.
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory.
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy.
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the iceberg fridge.
Didn't you see one right next to the...
Okay. Now, we haven't found... I absolutely will. Thank you for that recommendation. Okay, where was I going? I want to... I need to find the entity, which is the girl living in the thing. Oh, we're out of the street. Okay, can I go back in here? Okay, so I missed something. Yeah, and it doesn't have the greatest lighting. I'm having a hard time seeing down here. But I feel like I missed something. There's this. There's gotta be more. Oh, okay, I missed this, I think. Yeah, this is what I needed.
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes,
This must be where
folded
the girl's looking.
like a bellows. It covers half. This must be where the entity lives. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens. Still nothing. No one's... Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
There must be another way to wake up whoever is in there.
Okay. Is there anything around here? Man, this is so hard to see. Shoes in snow. Okay. So let's go back down and yell into the furnace. Got beat up by a door, yeah. So maybe I'm not exactly winning. The furnace.
A thick layer of coal
Yell
dust
into the
covers the
furnace.
furnace, coloring it
Physical
pitch black.
instrument. Okay, do I have anything that I can put on that'll increase physical instrument? Yes. Okay. Disgusting.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring
Maybe
it
try it.
pitch black. Something
Hey!
breaks loose in you.
Got beat up by a
A
door, but
mighty
I'm still
bellow
getting lucky
echoes
with
throughout the
this.
chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Hello? Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you.
you hear a low rumble
Okay, this is how we
upstairs.
get in.
The sound of
After you, officer.
a hollow ring echoes
What
through
did I
the
do?
furnace.
Oh no, I meant
Your
to
toe
leave. I didn't mean to
hurts.
kick it. Ugh. Not the brightest. I meant to leave. Oh boy. Oops. Oh. It's open. Yeah, for real, the building hates us.
Hello, I'm Nia. Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. So what kind of dye are you looking for?
She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access. Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes? Of course, I can see that. I just thought you were a police officer looking for dice.
No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook. Then,
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't...
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of... Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of...
she's heard of the murder, but did not.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid. I might have, but in this case...
It's light here, but dark.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside.
This person values focus above all. She keeps her sharp sight on the instruments before her.
It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer to.
She nods.
Anything else, officer? How did I become one? It was a business decision. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of not especially. I like working with rare materials and...
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items.
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home.
Creative.
When she arrived here, there was no room anywhere else. She must have known the other businesses.
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true. It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail. Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energy spared her somehow?
Fergus. No. Please don't. Bird. Sorry, my dog's being grumpy. If you can hear him grumbling, it's because someone parked outside and he can see them getting out of their car in the parking lot, like, of the building on the street over there, far away, other side of the road, and he's just gonna grumble in the background.
Ah, the Seminese trinkets.
But it doesn't. This is...
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still
Okay,
up
that's
and
good.
running.
That
What
makes
about
me
the
feel
William
better.
racks? Some people
I'm always
say
worried
it's part
that
of the
people
building
can
complex.
hear him, and so I'm always apologizing for his little grumbles back there.
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the east of the Commerce Central project. And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years.
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
I was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
I have one very noisy dog and one very quiet dog. And if my noisy dog starts getting extra noisy like he is today, the quiet one will go hide in the other room. So she normally sits on my couch and she is in pajamas, but she's in the other room because he's just being a little extra today. He's just being a little spicy. Yeah.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane, but I'm glad we got this sorted out.
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we could see.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, I didn't change my shirt back. Oops.
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
Yes, I think it was called androgynous or...
A bit of experimenting every now and then. It's not about the haircut, it's about the confidence.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet. It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitev's boxing club. A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back. Kuno. Who's Kuno? Oh, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth? Yes, I've heard him yelling. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid. It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse.
It's not really full of that. No one would stop.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be. Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group.
What's the snuff mill?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own. Yeah, don't. You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, anything else? There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings.
Yeah, probably. I work remotely, so I'll be home throughout the day, and sometimes I do a stream earlier on, and then I'll break and like have dinner, and then I'll come back and I'll stream for a little bit before bed. But the most common time to catch me is right around now.
And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin
You're just starting your day?
which of course caused the price to skyrocket.
Remote work has its drawbacks. I mean, it's good for the most part, but gotta prioritize getting out of the house.
And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection. Actually, insects do have brains, but yes, I understand
whereabouts
what you're saying.
are you?
I think
You don't
the
have to tell me like
protesters took it a little
directly,
too
just
far.
like country-wise. Like, where are you?
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her, legs up.
Anything else?
Okay, okay. I'm in Canada, Ontario.
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief exec, honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashkor or wherever he is. The usual, I imagine. But he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as...
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house.
That is
Not much use now, I guess.
kind of close to me, like just kind of around the corner. I'm just outside of Toronto. I have family kind of all over though.
They were just the props. Why return them? Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about...
Indeed, what were the other ideas?
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them
Have you
20
come up
cents
to
per
visit?
hour to man the booth.
Oh, okay, yeah, that answers my question.
And by man
So
the
were you
booth,
just
I
up here
meant
for
slumped
Christmas?
behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Flitter does the same thing.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about... And they already had the bear. The bear. Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and
Oh wow,
partially melted.
so you guys are really spread out. It's nice you can get together for the holidays though. So if they're south of you and you're in Michigan, okay. Yeah, you guys are really spread out.
Eventually, Ravachol ICT
All
lost
of
the
my
price war
family
to its rival. Glass
pretty
A
much
5,000.
lives in
Glass A 5,000
Toronto,
sold
basically.
caramel
Like, they
sundaes
all
for
still
only 5
have
cents a
the
piece.
same houses
out
that
of
I grew
regular
up in.
fridges.
I was raised by my grandparents. But the other, like, half of our family, I guess, is out in Britain. So we were Scottish. They left Scotland. Half came here, half went over there, and we all kind of stay very close together.
The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast,
Sounds cool.
Megatherium, a mega wild beast. It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life. By telling you to
that
do more
seems to
drugs,
be
mostly.
how people kind of get spread out. A lot of my friends did exactly that. Moved away for university, college, and then they ended up staying where they... I mean, you start putting down roots, right? That's what that time is, so... Makes sense. I guess I kind of did the same thing, but I've moved all around. I hop around. I kind of just followed the go line and the rent prices, and you know.
Understandable. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway,
Working
now you know the
remotely
story
is
of the fallen ice cream
interesting, I'll say. Like, I have a few jobs that are kind of
Anything else?
fun that I
Another
like doing.
failed business, perhaps?
But then I have
I've
also
been
like
here
a lot
for
of
a
really
long time.
boring jobs that I do. And
Good. I
I
hope
mean,
it's
it is what
clarified
it
things
is.
a bit.
It's a paycheck.
What else?
It's money. I do a lot of piecework, like a lot of proofreading and what's the other one? My brain's gone blank. It's technical writing. I do technical writing. There we go. And again, like proofreading and technical writing, it's usually all like piecework. It's like by page, how much you can get done. And I started doing that because I have an autoimmune disease that I got diagnosed with, and then I just decided I wanted to kind of do more things. And
Of course.
I ended
Tell
up,
me what you
I
have in
started
mind.
fostering dogs, which is how I ended up getting my second dog. And it was really hard to balance like work, the dogs, and everything when I was going out, like to work in a physical location. And then I started slowly doing the remote work, and now I've made enough off of remote work that I don't have to go out and work. I used to be a bartender. But I still do, just for like, I mean, tips are nice. So I'll work like once or twice a week. And those will be the nights that I stream quite a bit during the day and I'm not like around in the evening that much. But I usually try and like load something on that day, or at least that's my plan. Hopefully I can execute it.
How about an amber dye? All right, maybe some other dye then.
It was busy, because I used to have a lot of moving parts, but now that I'm remote working, it's not as busy, which is why I need to prioritize getting out of the house and social contact with like real human beings, because I tricked myself into thinking that my virtual connections are cutting it for social contact, but I do physically need to like go out and see people every once in a while. Maybe
How
I do want
about
an amber dye.
amber? Who told you amber was cheap? For 7 real, I'll craft you a 13-sided die from a piece of amber with a fossilized
Ooh.
insect. It's perfect for those who can't seem to let go of their past. Great.
Order the
See you
dye.
in 8 hours then. Was there anything else?
So let's see if I actually
The
found
15th
some-
in
Oh,
the
yay.
tribe.
Okay, this is good. This is one of my
Because
favorite
there
parts
was,
of this
the
game.
15th
All of
in the
these
tribe
little
was comprised
illustrations
of
that
8
come up.
kids from Forberg
I
and North
absolutely
Jamrock,
love them.
running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks, and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper
Ooh,
wiring of
okay.
phone lines.
This is
You may
this is
have been
good.
one of them.
honestly, a lot of these have been really good. I mean, these two I've done with all of my playthroughs, but this one, I think is the one that just gave me really good loot. So like when I come across containers, I get better loot. And then this one I just did gives me 10 cents for every orb thing, green orby dot. So those are very useful.
Oh, it's you again.
Oh,
Are you
wait,
looking for a...
What was I doing? Oh, I don't want to do that either, Kaylee. Okay, leave. There we go. Okay, so we can report back to her, and I think, yes, it's almost time that we can end our day. So we'll go back to the French lady, and well, everyone in this game is French. I need to be more specific. We'll go back to Plaisance, or whatever the heck her name is, and we'll, there we go. We'll go back to Plaisance, and we'll tell her that we've solved the curse, and she can be nice and happy and safe in her little store, as long as she continues to be nice to her daughter and doesn't exploit her. Okay. Great, ma'am. I will not flash my flashlight in your face. Oh, and let's please yes, that one is what we want. Okay.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus? Yes, yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
I knew it. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us. But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity? A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep. I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom?
The narrative she's built herself, it does need tearing down. She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. A drop of blood in her palm.
A third order presence. I've heard of these triactors. In certain occult literature, that's too dark to dwell on for too long, and definitely
I
not
went
in
to
the presence of
university
my daughter.
for English Lit. I did an honors degree at Laurier, and I did a double minor, which was absolutely ridiculous. I don't recommend that whatsoever. But I didn't really end up doing anything with the English Lit until like now.
I understand
I ended
everything,
up
sir.
actually going to
Thank you
culinary
for your
school
descending
after
into
that.
the maelstrom.
And,
I will keep fort up
I've
here,
been working in
strengthen the wards, do my
restaurants
best.
pretty
And if
much
you happen upon
ever
the third
since.
entity in your travels,
It's been over a decade. And this past year was the first year that I kind of started moving out of hospitality. I used to be a head chef, and then I was a butcher for a bit, and then it was just too much work for not enough money, so I switched to bartending. which was ridiculously lucrative. And I mean, I still keep it just for the tips because it's kind of hard to say no when you have that kind of cash flow. And it's such an easy job. So easy.
May the Lord be with you.
Well, this has been absolutely educational. If we happen on the third presence in our travels, should we get out of here before the vortex collapses?
Okay, Kim. What did you go to school for? Oh, the smoker on the balcony. Okay. Let's see. We'll go talk to the smoker on the balcony, actually. We can get that done. Security stuff. Reverse engineering. That sounds far too smart for me to do. I can barely even read what you just wrote. Information security. Malware reverse engineering. Malware. That's bad stuff for your computer, right? That's icky stuff that you don't want. Oh, so like you get rid of malware on computer? Or like you get rid of that stuff? Maybe? I need to kill 10 minutes here, so let's... Oh, that's cool. So, forensic analysis, like, okay, this might be a really dumb question, but forensic analysis, like, I only know the word forensic for like forensic science, like when a crime's been committed. So is that what like, oh, so like if someone hacks into a corporation or like does something like that, you can like sleuth it out? Am I close? Hopefully, maybe.
In your hands, you hold. Indeed, the book is unusually heavy, and you flip through the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tight. Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal... The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph. She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph. And yet, from this cover, The eyes of a sad old woman
Okay.
stare back at you.
That's pretty cool. That's a really interesting job. And that also sounds like it could be remote if you found the right spot for it.
In cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugo-Grad riots as ethnic tensions
I
run
don't want to
wild.
know what happens
A pair
next. I
it
want
would
to talk
physically
to the
hurt
guy.
you to keep
He's not
reading.
here.
Are you sure? You've made the right life choices today, sir.
Little boy. He's here. Yes.
John Marie, you found me.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights, its distant streets and motorways flashing like diamonds.
Oh yeah, I guess that would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. There's a lot of security stuff that goes with that. Yep. Like I worked at a bank and like I didn't do anything important, but I had like a little swipey pass and I had to swipe through like 4 different doors just to get to a bathroom. It was ridiculous, and that was for a bank. So I can imagine the security that you go through. My dog's drinking water, if you can hear that. I'm so sorry.
Beautiful. So tell me, are you here to make things right again? Beautiful. I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
Has no windows? That can't be good for you. I mean, we're essentially just like houseplants. We need sunlight. No windows. That sounds kind of depressing. Like, it's a fun job, but the no windows thing really has me a little wigged out.
That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
He takes another drag of it. Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard, disappearing into the bush.
Besides, I've got to run.
Something tells you you're never going to talk to an individual this cool or mysterious ever again.
Just look at it. It's a beautiful night. Who's going to stay in on a night like this?
Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth as you're saying those words.
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, alright?
Kim thinks something fishy's going on.
And he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for him.
Right after you.
Alright, let's hit all of these. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. I hope your game goes well. Have a good night. I'll send you a little wave. do in here other than to talk to this guy?
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
You shouldn't be seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason, superior, but he's not in the command chain. His hands are clean and well manicured. This is a...
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the Coalition government. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good.
Hanging? What a drag. He seems like a cultured gentleman. You should ask him about the finer things.
All of these do not sound like good options.
Oh, we got it from a net. That's really all I can tell you about it.
The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
He didn't see the hanging. He saw the little show staged by the Hardys. Let him talk. He may know more than even he knows.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me.
He holds out his hands and blossoms his fingers, like a drama.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then that's when I understood I should not be seeing this.
That lines up with previous testimony, doesn't it? Well done, detective.
Only that there were about 8 or 10. I couldn't make out anything. It was so dark. And it was quiet. Quietest lynching I've ever... But I suspect you knew that already. I can't say I'm surprised. The fine reputation of the men and women serving in the RCM is well deserved. Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and how did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Isola? Oil platforms ablaze in the night, civil wars lasting for years, finally, the international... Au contraire, it's how millions of people end up where they are, meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here, and my friend, too. Sorry, who? But I told you, officer, he's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is... He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes. He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented... Kedra is a candidate that it's never going to happen. They entered EPIS as a very...
God, yes. Sweet.
It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for the processing of... Why? It stands for progress and stability, like the Moral Internal. It's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. A supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident. You mean Revachol? No, it's going to have transparent. It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure.
Except that candidate members never become full...
No, candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? It just takes time. But we were talking about my friend here, not politics. How did any of us become friends?
Oh,
Bad
I
things
asked this
happen.
already,
Contraire.
so sorry.
It's how millions of people... I'm just enjoying the view. We're old friends. Nothing stable. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's very active. I'm all ears, officer. The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight. Well, I'm renovating. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here. La communauté internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call your employer, technically speaking. Yes, as I said.
Wait, there isn't actually an...
It is the most important thing. It's the central goal, which is essential.
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread.
Précisément. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%. But not too far below, no. Too below is also bad. The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. A sound monetary policy is essential for it. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the more... Whatever you wish, officer. A moment. Officer, do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave. It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen.
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged young men's apartments in the middle of the night.
Of course. I'm glad I could.
Whoa. What have a bridge with loose nails and rot-infested wood that creaks in the wind?
Sure. The bridge is fine enough.
Okay, so that is a different day that we have to wait until tomorrow to cross over for, that we need to wait for tomorrow, that we have to cross for probably isn't a good idea to do. That we have to cross for. That's for tomorrow. That's gonna take a while. Oh, so next time we go to Everett, we can do that. We're not reporting our badge missing. Who put the clothes in the trash? Okay. Great. Everything is tomorrow. Night cam. Alright.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. The bed is still cold from...
Here we are again, my broken bud. Waves are coming, carrying you away. But you're not cooperating. It's your
That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the damage lately.
Oh, yes. They'll check you out.
Don't be stupid, Harry. It's not happening. They don't make new...
You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people. Really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
Oh, baby boy. You're already in...
Maybe if you know, like, took a lot of drugs before... Maybe if you cracked the damn thing, then you'd feel satisfied and tired, holding the picture puzzle in your hands. Maybe if you weren't so hard on yourself.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness?
Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat.
Okay. So, let's see. I think I'm gonna stop it here for the evening. I'm gonna save our game here. We'll do a new save. New save. New save, new save. Alright, but yeah, I think I'm gonna stop it here for the evening and then we can pick up fresh tomorrow morning. It's Wednesday. We're gonna go across the bridge. So it'll be fun. And I will see all you lovely people tomorrow. Alright. Thanks for hanging out, guys.